Okay, good. I don't have a Twitter account. Just two people don't have Twitter accounts, okay? I don't have an Instagram account. None. I don't have a Facebook account. Like, seriously? Okay, so we are all social media users. We have accounts on most of these platforms, so we should be interested in content. For me, I used to say something. It's either you are a content creator or you are a content consumer. And trust me, most of the people here we are doing, especially the big guns here, I don't know how you can make money consuming content. I'm not sure it's possible, but the best way to actually make money, or the only way that I know to make money, is to create content. So, and that is the major reason why we need to talk about this content, the new crude oil. So, backwards at Blackie, I have my first degree from Federal University of Technology, Akure. I read forestry. My second degree from University of Ibadan, forestry. Yeah. So I went for my NYC service that was in 2011. And 2012 I was done with it. 2013 I started my master's degree. But I've been making money using creating content or using social media since 2012. So what does forestry have to do with creating content or using social media? That means something is actually happening. And if you look very deeply, you will see that in the last 6-7 years, we tend to have people who went to the university to read a certain course, and after graduation, they are doing something entirely different from whatever they went to school to read. So then we need to start asking ourselves, what is happening? So if you have a lot of people going to using social media, doing stuff via digital marketing, we have a lot of people tying in, we have a lot of people doing makeup, fashion designing, a lot of things, then that means in one way or the other, they are creating content. So if you're a fashion designer, you're actually creating content, because there is no way I will patronize you, and I won't be able to talk about you. So as a fashion designer, your content is that particular clothes or dress you made for your client. So we need to talk about content, and that's why we said content, the new crude oil. Okay, so now most time when you have questions to ask, we now prefer going to the internet to ask questions. So I want to learn how to tie my shoe, or I want to learn how to knot my tie. I go to the internet, I use my YouTube, or I use other search engines. You want to learn how to make music, how to produce music, you go to the internet. You want to learn how to take a perfect picture, you go to the internet. You want to learn how to build a house, just name it, you have to go to the internet. So that means for you to make that decision to go to the internet, that means you have it at the back of your mind that you are going to get that answer on the internet. You are not going to get that answer on the internet if there is not someone somewhere putting that content on the internet. So that means content is actually important, and the only reason why most time we go to the internet is to search for, or is to seek for content, or to seek for information. So next slide. So most time, like I said, when we have to seek for information, or when we have to seek for expert advice, we go to the internet. And that means if you are able to fashion out content that people can actually use to get answers to whatever questions they have, that means you are a content creator. And for whoever is going to the internet to seek for information or to ask questions, such person is a content consumer. So, a lot of things. You are seeking for marketing strategy, you have to search via the internet and a lot and a lot. So content is actually a large part of our lives. Something we can't actually do without. So our day-to-day activities are actually built around content. And there's no way you can actually live that day-to-day without seeking for content or creating content. So, and I want to believe that majority of us here today are actually concerned about how we can actually tap into this content that we've all been talking about. And for me, like I said, creating content at the end of the day has to convert to the monetary game. There's no way you're going to make money on the internet, or let's say on YouTube or on Twitter or on Instagram, if you don't have the followers. There's no way you are going to have followers on any of these social media platforms if you don't have content. So I have a lot of people, most time when I go for events, I ask them, most time they come to me and they're like, I know you, Mr. Badmos or Badosti, okay? And the next thing I always do is to ask for their social media account. And most time, it's always funny to me. When I get to their platform, you don't see anything on their platform, on their accounts, or on their timeline. So what have they been doing? And when I ask them, they're always like, I just come to the internet to read. Or I just come to the internet to read news or to look at what is trending, and that is it. There's no way there will be a topic trending on the internet, any of the platform, without having people behind that trend. So something will not just pick itself up to trend on any of the platform. That means for any topic or for every conversation you see out there are people who are actually pushing it, and those are the content providers. So when you come online to read or to view their videos, what you are doing is you are actually consuming the content. Fine, it's good. But we should learn, or we should understand the fact that as much as we can be a content consumer, we can also be a content creator. So this is what I do most of the time. When I go on the internet and I find out that something is trending, or people are talking about a particular topic, as much as So, as much as I want to read, as much as I want to see people's opinion about that particular topic trending, at the end of the day, I also try my possible best to give my own personal opinion. And giving my personal opinion means I'm providing content for my followers. And that is what will actually keep them engaged and keep them locked on my timeline. So if we have in a week, of course, most times before the end of 2020. So before, on a daily basis, we have more than 5 to 10 news breaking. So if I decide to read all the 5 or 10 news breaking, and I decide not to do anything, not to talk about any of those things trending, that means I'm actually not feeding my followers. If I'm not feeding my followers, they won't engage my post, they won't like my post, they won't comment on my post, they won't retweet or reshare or share my post. If they are not doing any of those, that means my follower page will be dormant. More people or new people will not see my content. So you need to keep doing that. So Creating content is something that we all need to learn. It helps you attract, engage, and delight a lot of people. So let's say last month you are having like 8,000 followers. If you keep creating content, if you keep churning out content for your followers to read or to watch videos, pictures, or text, you're actually giving them that opportunity to engage your timeline and to also get your message across to other people who are actually not following you. So then I ask, why is content important? Okay, sorry, I've spoken about this. Okay, so why is content important? Content is important because there is someone out there who needs whatever you are good at. So we have Leke Sax, who is good using instruments, and there are a lot of people who like music. So I like music, and I like good music. So there's no way I'll be on the internet searching for good music, and I won't be able to. I won't be getting to his page to view some of his previous work, to see what he is up to. Okay, so I want to make myself happy, and in most cases, you think about all the comedians, the likes of Basket Mouth, the new generational ones, the Sydney Talkers, the Lasisi, all these guys, a lot of them. But we also need to ask ourselves, like other speakers said earlier on, you don't just wake up one day and grow from 0 to 1 million. You have to follow the rule. There are steps. So you have to keep climbing. Okay, so like when we all came here today, we go to the ground floor, and you have to actually use the staircase before getting to this place. That is just the way content creators, that is just the way they build to themselves. You have to take that thing. You have to create content. You have to keep churning out content. And most of the time, you find out that when you try getting people, or when you try encouraging people to create content, one of the major problems they do is the fact that I posted a video, or I posted my picture, or I posted my opinion, and people didn't like, people didn't engage. But that should not deter you from from doing what you actually enjoy doing. So you post a video today and you're unable to get 10 views, nobody liked, nobody shared. That should not stop you from doing other things, because you actually don't know that particular content you churn out that will blow. Because someone like Lasisi, he has been doing his thing for a very long time, but people actually didn't take him serious. But there was a content he posted, and we started resharing, we started reposting, we started passing comments, doing all sorts of things on that particular post. And Lasisi is, if you are mentioning top 10 skate makers in Nigeria, you have to mention him. We have Taoma. I don't know if anybody, do we know Taoma? This time last year, I don't know who Taoma is. I've never heard about that. But if I'm mentioning my top 3 skate makers now, Taoma will be top. Or let me say I'll mention Maraji first, then Taoma, then probably other ones. So, and you find out that most of the time, these guys or these content creators that we see out there, most of the time, they keep pushing out this content. They also get discouraged. So, I think I've overheard Miss Techie. Now, the time she said she spent like 300,000 naira making a video. So when you spend that much and you post such video on, let's say your YouTube, and people actually didn't view that video, you get discouraged. But she has refused to get discouraged. Even when the views are not coming, she always ensures that she's pushing out that content that people are actually seeking for. So content creation is important. It's actually the ultimate inbound marketing practice. So before you can think about selling yourself, that means you must have something people want to buy. So, and that particular thing people want to buy is your content, be it a product, be it a service you are rendering. So there are YouTube pages where, or YouTube channels where people, where the YouTube creator sells or do reviews of phones. There are YouTube channels where people teach how to make stuff, how to tie hair, how to do a lot of things. So that particular content you are pushing out is something you need to market, and there's no way you can market something if you don't have content. So there's no way you can market. For you to be able to market, that means you need to have a content you are pushing out, be it a product or a service. So next slide. So, as a content creator, you need to understand the fact that content equals business growth. So, for someone who created his or her account like 5 years ago, and he or she has been doing his or her possible best to push out content for the past 5 years, there's no way that person will be on ground zero. So let's say 5 years ago, I was on 1,000 followers. By the time you are clocking your first year of using that particular platform, be it any of the social media platform, there is a tendency that you, in fact, it's certain that you must have moved from, let's say, 0 to 100 followers. That means you have 100 viewers, 100 people who want to consume your content. So by the time you are there creating content for 5 years, there are a lot of people who are there, who are always waiting for your content. So you sell stuff, and you have a page which you've created for such product. Your followers or your consumers cannot be in the same place for a period of time. That means they have to keep improving. So as much as you are building your followership, you are also building your net worth, because there's no way you have followers and at a point in time they won't convert. There are a lot of jobs I do now which actually come from referrals. Okay, so because someone knows Badoski and that person, a certain person is looking for someone who can actually deliver on a certain job, the person will recommend, no, I know this person who can do this. So the more you are improving your follower base, the more you are increasing in your push, in pushing out your content, the more you are also getting to improve or increase your net worth and to also improve your business. Next slide. So, what do you need to create content? Because content, we keep saying content. You first and foremost, you need to understand yourself. You need to know what you are good at, what you enjoy doing. So, for someone who likes cooking can be your content. That means you can be cooking, make video out of it, create book or journals out of it, and you push it out there. That is your content. For someone who likes singing, that means you can't call yourself a singer or an artist without grabbing the mic. And even when you grab the mic, that means you have to act, you have to sing, you have to get people to dance or to move to your song. So singing is your own content. Now, we've been saying content. The fact that we go on the internet, and because most of the time people now see just the entertainment aspect of content as the most valuable content they can go into. if you are not funny, there is no need going into comedy. Yes, if you don't have the voice, there is no need singing, because there are a lot of singers out there or a lot of artists. So if you feel, oh, because we have whiskey, we have the video, they are making money, and you feel, oh, let me sing my own, people will not listen. Or they will listen and they will tell you bad things. They will pass bad comments that will actually discourage you or push you into depression. And you don't want to do that. The major reason why you want to do something is because you enjoy it. One, you know you are good at it, or you know you are going to improve on it. But there are some things you don't need to waste your time on. Trust me. So for someone who says he wants to be doing makeup, that means fine. You might not know how to do makeup, but you have that plan of going for training, going for a lot of classes to actually improve yourself on that makeup. So you can pick that up, get trained, and after getting trained, you start pushing out content on how to do makeup. So what are those things you need to create content? You must understand yourself. There has to be something you enjoy doing. So for you to have, or for you to understand that you enjoy doing something, there has to be an ideation. So you should be able to sit down, and you should be able to tell yourself, okay, this is what I enjoy doing. Now, if you know something you enjoy doing, then you should be able to tell yourself, okay, how do I make this a big content? So, okay, let me say, most of us, we know Taoma, or most of us, we know most of these skate makers. You find out that most of the time, it's not as if they just stand up and stand in front of the camera and start recording. Most of the time, they have scripts. So they follow the script. So that means for you to be able to create a content, you need that idea. You should be able to tell yourself, okay, this is what I can do. Now, if you know what you want to do, you should be able to have steps written down clearly, how you want to achieve, or how you want to push out, or how you want to get your content out there for people to see or for people to benefit from. That means you need to write. Because most of the time, we have 1,001 things running all over our mind. So if you refuse to write, trust me, whatever whatever you are thinking now, in the next 4 or 5 hours, you might not remember the same way you are thinking about that particular thing right now. So, but something that came into your mind, and the next thing you pick your pen and your paper and you write it down, or you use your notepad. Thank God we have our gadgets now. You don't even need your pen and paper. Like, show you my phone. After the social media platform, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, and let's say my phone book, then another app I use most of the time is my notepad. So something comes into my mind now, the next thing I'm opening my notepad and I'm putting it there. So you should be able to write down things that you have in your mind, so that when you sit and you decide to create that content, you'll be able to put everything together and make an awesome content. Then you need editing. So most of the time, we don't want people to tell us, I believe we have more of Yorubas there. So one thing we don't like as a Yoruba person is, I like Omagua. Yes, we don't want people to tell us, what is this? It doesn't make any sense. So after you have the idea, you've written, and you are trying to create that content, or after creating the content, you need to do some sort of editing. Now, you can do 2 different editing. You can do your personal editing, which is very important. Then after you are done with your personal editing, you can also get professionals or people who are also in the same field as you to get to see what you've created, and you can also put or add their input by doing the editing for you. And that will that will assist you in creating a very good content. Then when you are done with that, you upload. Now, when you upload, where are you uploading on? There are some certain content that I will create that will not sell on Facebook. There are some certain content that you create that is meant for Twitter users. Someone said the other time that he doesn't like Twitter. Why? Because probably you are yet to understand how Twitter works. So there are some certain content you create, and those content are actually best fit for Instagram. So you need to upload on a platform where you get the best results. So, and after doing the uploading, you publish. Now, most of the time, one of the mistake we make as content provider is that when you create and you've uploaded, we tend to sit back and relax and expect the unthinkable to happen. We expect traffic from, I don't know. So after creating and you have your work out there, you should also try as much as possible to get a lot of people to see your content. So you also need to think about sponsoring some of your ads, sharing your ads with, sharing your content with friends, family, and your followers. Next slide, please. So you have an idea, you've written it down, you've created the content. There are a lot of apps which we can use to improve whatever we have or whatever content we want to put out there. So you need your pen, you need your paper. You can use your notepad in place of all that. Now, on your phone, the kind of applications you have on your mobile phone or your computer will determine the kind of person you are. So if you are a content consumer, most of the time what you have is just your WhatsApp, your Instagram, your Twitter, your Facebook. But for a content creator, you need application which you use to create content for people who will consume your content. So you need the likes of Canva. I don't know if, I want to believe we know what Canva is. You can use Canva to create graphics, basically. So you need your Giphy. Now, for people who use Twitter and Facebook more, sometimes you have a thought you want to put out there, but people won't really understand those thoughts without adding a graphic, let's say a picture or a moving picture. So you can use this to get that done. You need your InShot. Now, most of the time, we are always on the go. So most of the time, you might not even have access to your computer, you might not have access to your workstation. But there are a lot of things you can still do with your mobile phone. A lot of applications are out there which you can use to achieve whatever you want to achieve. So, InShot, I use InShot a lot for my video editing, for my pictures, for creating collage, for doing a lot of things. I do that. And most of the time, because there are a lot of mistakes we make as people who want to create content. You can't make a perfect content at a time, like just 2 months. So most of the YouTube videos you watch and you feel, oh, this person is just perfect, she didn't make any mistake. It's all lies. In fact, just to say, good afternoon everyone, my name is Batman Abdulakim. Sometimes YouTubers go as much as 10, 15 times, creating that particular line, that's just one line. And that's what we go out there to watch, and we feel like, oh, that person is. So we are all afraid of failing. And there's no way you will not fail if you want to put out awesome content. So you have to keep trying, and that's why you need an application like InShot, when you're using your mobile phone for recording and you want to put it out there, you can go as many times as you like. Just make sure you put out the best. See, trust me, nobody is going to put out the worst of content on their platform. If everyone will always put out the best. So why should you be concerned about not making mistake? Make your mistake, learn from your mistake. And if you cannot learn from your mistake, just make sure at every point in time you are putting out the best. It's as simple as that. So you need Survey Monkey. Okay, thank God on Twitter now you can run surveys. A minute, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 7 days, and so on and so forth. So you can use Survey Monkey to run survey. You need Anchor for. There are a lot of people who like talking. So, and that's why we have jobs as for OAP, on-air personalities. So, but do you know there are a lot of people who are actually making money talking and they are not signed to any radio station? A lot of people are there. See, someone like me, I'm very shy. The only thing that helped me to improve the way I relate with people, the way I address people is because now this is what I do, and there's no way because people now know Batman, like if they call you for event and all, so I have to face the crowd. But I used to be one very shy person. I can hardly talk to 2 or 3 people at a go. But now there are a lot of people who enjoy speaking, but they can't face the camera, and they are doing fine. They are not. We know what podcast is, yeah. So there are a lot of people. In fact, they don't even care about the like of Instagram, Facebook, where they have to put their pictures. They don't care. All they need is a podcast platform where they can record and put things, and people are listening. So you can also think about, because fine, not everyone will be able to face the camera and make videos. So if what you know how to do is to speak, you can take it up, create content around that, and you put on podcast. So for people who enjoy speaking, they can use Anchor. And we have social media generally, all the platforms, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and also these are tools or applications you can use to push out your content. Next one, please. So after creating your content, you have your content out there, you need to analyze your content. So and that's why you have sometimes when you want to work with clients or brands, they ask you, okay, so at the end of this campaign, these are your deliverables, or they tell you these are your KPI. These are things you need to achieve. For the post you're putting on for us, we need to see 100 likes, we need to see 10,000 views, we need to see social number of interaction. So these are things you use to analyze your content. Yes. Next one. So one of them is page views. You should be able to see, or you should be able to evaluate the number of people coming to your page to view your content. You should be able to evaluate the volume of organic traffic you are getting on your page. You should be able to determine, or you should be able to find out if the content you are putting out there, if people are actually interested in such content. So if you have a website where you write about relationship, and all of a sudden, because you see that skit making is selling, you started putting skit videos on your website. If you notice that your bounce rate is increasing, that means people are not interested in that particular content. You need to stop. So you need to look at all that, your bounce rate, your conversion rate, people who are subscribing to your page. Because it's possible that people will see my content on your page and will decide not to follow me. If they don't follow me, that means that is not a conversion for me. So your engagement rate, then your audience, you need to, at every point in time, you should be able to tell, okay, by the end of December, this is the number of followers I'm having. By the end of January, this is the number of followers I'm having. And these are the things you need to use to analyze your content and how you are faring on the space. So, I know most of the time the basic or the major problem we all have is I don't know how people will take my content. Or if okay, in my place of work, I'm always fighting with a lot of them. Okay, because I work with OAPs and because they speak on radio, they are comfortable. And I'm always like, see, you guys should do more. People should be able to put a face to you. Fine, they know your voice, they can recognize your voice, but you should be able to do videos, do pictures and all. And most of the time, they're always like, what if they don't like, yes, what if they don't like it? Like, how is that your problem? Put your content out there. You need to start creating. It's when you start creating, that's when you'll be able to get people to know more about you. That's when you'll be able to create more content, and then that's when your business will grow, and that's what will lead to conversion into making money. Next one. I think that's all. So thank you for having me.